Okay, good morning, everyone. Here we are, right towards the end of the month and about to be at the end of the year, which is really quite an amazing thought. Thank you for being on this yoga journey. And thank you to our hostess, Monica, for creating this community where we can come together and practice things that help keep us in balance, help keep us conditioned and flexible. When our bodies are fluid, our minds are really more likely to be fluid. And when we get stuck in the body, our minds are stuck too. So they kind of go together. And one of the reasons I love yoga so much is because of that mind-body connection. Today's class is going to focus mostly on the upper body because there seemed to be a request at the end of class last month where, neck and shoulder was really an area that you wanted to target. So that's where we're going to go today. We will need a strap for later. And please make sure that your chair is on a stable surface because we will be standing and doing some balancing work a little bit later. So just want to make sure nobody's going to be sliding around. But let's just begin with some breath work. I want you to take your seat. And again, as you know, we're sitting away from the back of the chair with a nice long spine. Our legs are at 90 degrees, our knees directly over our ankles. You're free to rest your hands on your thighs. You can turn your palms up or down. And let's just lift all 10 toes, press the toe mounds into the floor, spread your toes nice and wide, feel your arches pulling up from the earth, up and away, and then gently begin to relax the toes down onto the mat or the floor. And then press into your feet, so feel that earth connection, feel a little bit of engagement in your legs, and draw your belly button towards your spine. So you're going to feel that front body, back body integration. This is going to help lift the spine. Relax your shoulders down and away from your ears. And imagine a little string attached to the crown of the head. It's just lifting and pulling you up. So as your sit bones ground down, the spine gets long as you draw up through the crown of your head. All right, if your eyes aren't already closed, let's go ahead and close them. And just begin to breathe in and out through your nose. And I want you to just enjoy your breath this morning. We're not going to work too hard on changing our breath or modifying our breath. I want us to just enjoy our breath in that spirit of gratitude. Now that we're here in the month of Thanksgiving, let's just really appreciate that in-breath as you let your diaphragm drop down towards your pelvis. Feel your lungs expand as that happens. And as you exhale, as the belly button pulls towards the spine, you'll feel your diaphragm lifting up and it's squeezing the lungs out from the bottom to the top. Just take a few nice, long, slow, deep breaths, enjoying that exchange of oxygen, breathing it in, filling yourself up, feeling the body expand, and then breathing it out, letting yourself empty, keeping the spine long, but relaxing the body around the brightness of your spine. Inhaling, finding that fullness. Try to stretch your breath out. So really take as long of an in-breath as possible. You may want to pause it at the top. And then nice, long, slow exhale. We're not in any rush here. We just want to enjoy the experience of intentional breathing. Inhale as you expand. Try to feel your ribs move in 3 directions, forward, side, and back. And as you exhale, feel a little bit of contraction, ribs drawing in, belly drawing in, shoulders staying soft. Couple more rounds, just really enjoying the act of breathing. Maybe here you bring to mind something that brings you a lot of joy and pleasure. Something or someone that fills you with that feeling of gratitude. It could be a loved one, maybe it's a pet. It could be that feeling of the sun on your face when you turn it to the sky. It could be an act of giving, whatever it is, just really focus on that and let that whole feeling of gratitude and warmth and joy permeate your body. It should feel like a nice warm ray of sunshine filling you up from inside out. Just let that feeling expand within you. Maybe an inner smile comes to your face, maybe an outer smile. Let that happen. Such a really beautiful practice to be in gratitude. The more we practice it, the more we find that beautiful things come our way. Contagious in a good way, the practice of gratitude, right? We send it out and it comes back. Good, enjoy your breath for 2 more breaths. Deep, deep, deep in breath. Long, slow out breath. Last one, big breath in. And then let that go. Maybe open the mouth and sigh it out. Good, and we'll ease our eyes open and just relax your hands down alongside of you. And we'll start to get a bit of energy moving through us, still working with the breath. So as we breathe in, pull your shoulders up towards your ears. And as you breathe out, you're going to drop them with a ha, just like that. So as you inhale, squeeze up, pull up, feel the contraction, let it go, ha, drop them down. A couple times like that. Inhale, pull up. Exhale, drop. Inhale, squeeze and lift. Exhale, ha, release, and really release when you drop. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, ha. One more, inhale, lift and squeeze. And exhale, ha. Good, things should be moving a little bit now. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Press the palms strongly together, so much so that your elbows draw out away from your wrist creases. So make a 90-degree angle. You should be feeling this in your wrists, maybe a little bit in the shoulders. Arms are activated. Keep your spine long. And now inhale, open the hands like a book. So press the edges of your fingers towards one another. Open up like a book. On the exhale, press the backs of the hands together and point your fingertips towards your heart. So now the backs of the wrists and the backs of the hands are, I don't know if you can see my hands, are pointing or are pressing into each other. Fingertips are pointing towards you. Take an in breath now, point the fingertips down towards your lap. And as you exhale, glide the fingertips forward and straighten your arms, press away. Hook your thumbs here, spread your fingers wide, and inhale, bring the arms overhead. As you exhale, relax your inner shoulders down, ground through your sit bones, and lengthen your sideways. Keep those inner shoulders nice and soft. Hook those thumbs and pull them away from one another so your arms are engaged here. Let's take a breath in and lift up out of our waist. As you exhale, lean out and over to the left, stretching open your right side body. Keep those thumbs hooking. Draw your chin forward, keep your throat nice and open, and breathe into your right side. Notice how that feels. Oh, so good to stretch. Really press your right hip into the floor, right foot, or into the chair, right foot into the floor. Let's take a breath in as we rise up. Adjust as you need to. And on the exhale, let's up and over to the other side, giving those left ribs a chance to open. Keep hooking the thumbs and pulling them away from one another. Point your chin forward, open up your throat. Maybe your ears draw back a little bit more in line with your arms. Beautiful. Inhale, let's rise up to center. Exhale, press the palms together nice and slow. Push, 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 push as you draw the thumbs down towards your heart. And we begin again. Engage the arms, press palms together. Feel that nice stretch in your wrists. As you inhale, open into a book. So the pinky fingers press towards one another. Exhale, back of the hands meet, and then fingertips point towards your heart. Press the backs of your wrists towards one another, backs of the hands. Inhale, now point those fingertips down towards your lap. Keep pushing the hands together. Exhale, glide the arms forward, stretch them out nice and long, and hook the thumbs. On the next breath in, arms come up and overhead, pulling the thumbs away from each other. As you exhale, settle in, softening those inner shoulders. Good. Inhale up and out of the waist. Exhale over to the left, stretching out the right. Hold this pose, but not your breath. Keep the breath flowing. And maybe this time, just tilt the chin down. Maybe tilt it up. Either direction, or if it doesn't feel good to you, don't feel like you have to try it out. Bring it back to center and rise on up. Let things soften just a little bit and then re-engage. Inhale up and out of the waist and over to the right as we stretch out that left side. Maybe play around with letting the head go a little bit, moving the chin down or up. Taking a little movement here. And then as we inhale, we rise up. On the exhale, thread your hands together and bring them back to the back of your skull. So you're interlacing your palms and the palms are right at the back of your head. Sit up nice and tall. And then as you breathe in, you're going to widen your elbows as you tilt your head back and lift your chin. Any amount here. If this doesn't feel good to you, then you can look forward and just try to draw the elbows back. Just notice what's happening in the shoulder joints and across the front of your chest. Nice big opening here. Pay attention to your ribs. Try not to let them flare too far forward. Keep your belly pulling in. And take a deep breath in, maybe widen a little bit more if you can. As you exhale, we're going to tuck our chin towards our chest and wrap our elbows in and around our head. Now, this is a stretch for the back of the shoulders and the back of the neck. So we're not rounding and schlumping our spine. Our spine is staying straight and upright. You should feel this really targeting the back of the neck and the upper shoulders. Let's breathe into both of those shapes. So as we inhale, we tilt the head back, we open the elbows, noticing that expansion across the front of the chest. And then as we exhale, we counter that by rounding. Chin to chest, pull the elbows forward and down. Feel your shoulder blades opening up on the back side. Let's do that again. Inhale nice and slow. Keep practicing those long, slow, steady breaths. Maybe you can lean back a little bit more, opening up your throat here. As you exhale, let's fold in. Bring chin to chest. Elbows drawing forward and down. Beautiful. Let's inhale, rise up to center, open the elbows wide. And as you exhale, just float the arms to a T shape. Press your fingertips towards you as you press the heels of your hands away. Just building a little strength in the arms and the shoulders. Feel that, getting a good stretch in the wrists, and now point your fingertips down. Pull the fingertips in towards you like they're reaching for your rib cage. Building a little heat in the shoulders. Good, and then exhale, let it just float down. Nice work. Shake your arms out, maybe give your shoulders a little bit of a roll. And we'll go into the neck and the shoulder a little more deeply now. So take your right hand up. We're going to cradle the left ear. The left hand can grab onto the leg or the seat of your chair. And then you're just going to gently invite right ear to right shoulder. So as you hold on to the seat or the leg of the chair, you're creating a little more traction right there in that space between the shoulder and the neck. So the scalenes, those muscles there, for me, they get super, super tight. Now the tendency is for us to drop our chins. Let's try not to do that, but keep the throat open and the chin pointing forward. Breathe some spaciousness into these areas, right? When we're stuck, something's not flowing and we want to flow, right? We want to be like water, moving through life like water, finding all the available routes, right? That's, and the directions and the paths that are open to us, not finding the blocks or the resistance. Keep breathing, please. Good, now take the hand to the back of your skull and just invite the chin towards your armpits. So a little twist towards the right, still hugging on to the left side of the chair, creating additional traction, maybe feeling this in a different area of the neck and the shoulder. And now we're going to turn our chin up to the sky. So just use your hand behind your skull to create all that. And just go any amount that feels comfortable for you. Remember, we're not here to force anything. We're inviting openness. And if it's not coming easily, we don't want to force it. Just go where it feels right for you. Good. And then guide yourself upright, come to center. And then you're going to walk those right fingertips down your back, the center of your spine. Take the left hand up to grab that elbow. Now, walk the elbow more towards the center of your skull, right in the middle of the spine, and let your fingertips, the right fingertips, walk down your back. So the back side should look something like this. If you'd like to go deeper, and this is a great stretch for your tricep and your shoulder joint, you're welcome to go deeper by taking that left hand back behind you. So you can just rest it at your sacrum. Or maybe you start to point the fingertips up, maybe finding the other fingertips. You could also use your strap here. So if you wanted to use the strap, the right hand would hold the one end and then the left hand would come back and walk itself up to meet the right. So any variation along those lines that might work for you. Use your deep breaths. Remember, as we hold poses, we'll hold the pose, but we'll not hold our breath. We really want to keep breathing here. Yes, this is a big one, so do the best that you can. Keep pressing the head back. All right, now we'll release from that, and we're going to send that right arm straight across our body. So guide it across your body and hook the left elbow underneath the forearm. And draw it as close to your chest as you can. The closer it comes in, the deeper the stretch. You should feel it all along the upper shoulder. Yeah, feels good. Breathe into this. Nice. And then let's release. Give everything a good shake. And just in your mind's eye, take a little time to kind of feel out that right side. Doesn't it feel like more open, a little more liberated? Definitely got more flexibility on that side. So let's bring the left in line with the right. We yogis, we always do both sides of everything. So bring that left arm up over to the right ear And then hang on with the right hand to the seat or the leg of the chair and give yourself a nice stretch on this side. So again, we don't want to force anything, but we want to feel a little something, right? Sensation is good. Good sensation is really good. Mind-body connection is the best. So keep your mind occupied by dropping into your body. Use your breath to stay there in that moment and in that place. Breathing deeply, letting something go on this side, feeling that traction along the top of your right shoulder, along the side of the neck. Chin points forward. Beautiful. All right, slide your hand to the back of your skull and then gently turn your chin towards your left armpit. Look down. Breathe into this side. There may be an extreme difference from left to right, and that's okay. That's kind of how our bodies are put together. Just be aware of your body and send love if this is especially tight for you. And then we'll just gently turn the chin, look up as much as you can. Rolling the right shoulder back, opening up, breathing into this side. Beautiful. Guide yourself upright, looking forward, and then walk those left fingertips down the center of your back and reach the right hand up to cap your left elbow. And we'll walk the fingertips down any amount. Press your head back into your forearm and let's hold and breathe here. Again, option to maybe release the right hand, bring it back to the sacrum. If you're taking one of these variations, keep rolling that right shoulder back, lifting up through the left elbow. If you use a strap or if your fingertips can meet in the back, the energy is to pull both elbows away from one another. So try to do that if you manage to either have the fingertips meet or you're using the strap. Breathing into these deep shoulder joint openers. I don't know about you guys, but it feels good. Like this is good medicine for the body. We need this. All right. Take yourself a deep, beautiful breath in. Enjoy it. And as you exhale, let's release. We're going to guide that left arm straight across our body and hook with the right elbow. Keep the arm in line with the shoulder and draw it as close to the chest as you possibly can. Wow. For me, this is a super big stretch on this side. Really feeling it here. Use your breath and direct it into the areas that you're feeling that tightness, right? The goal is to get fluid, to be in flow, body, breath, and mind. Awesome. One more breath in. And then exhale. Let's release. Gently shake the arms out. Give the shoulders a good roll. And just for a moment, kind of take that inventory. Feel how things are starting to move and flow with a little more ease. All right. Opening up the spine and the chest and the shoulders a little bit more. You're still seated away from the back of the chair, so you're on the edge of your chair. As we inhale, we're going to expand and open our arms way, 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 way back. Look up. I always think of the Titanic figure. Imagine that you're that. And then as you exhale, we're going to counter by rounding, pulling in, and letting our palms meet way out in front of us. So feel this in the spine here as you're rounding and pulling back and your shoulder blades are expanding. Let's inhale. We're contracting on the back side now as we open the front side. So squeeze your shoulder blades onto your back, reach out through your fingertips. And then as you exhale, we're going to pull in. So we can round here, upper back, chin to chest. Arms are active as they're reaching out and away. Good. Again, inhale. Let's open and expand. So there's an arc to your back here. Let your chest open. Feel the energy from the heart center all the way out through your fingertips. And then as you exhale, we're gonna pull all the way in. So contracting and rounding in, very different energy here. One more round, let's inhale to open. And as you exhale, grab the chair. So the legs or the seat back behind you and keep that shoulder opening happening. So you're rolling the shoulder heads back. You're really broadening across the front of the chest. And then gently turn your chin to the right. So the chest and the shoulders and the hips are all squaring forward, turning the chin to the right. Take a breath in, come to center, and over to the left. Nothing else moves, just getting that nice stretch in our neck. Bring it back to center, looking up on the in-breath, stretching out the front. And then on the exhale, bringing the chin down. So keeping the arms active as we're creating that length in our spine, shoulders opening. And then come back to center, release. Let the arms get limp, shake it out, and take a big breath in as you float your arms overhead. On the exhale, we're just gonna fold forward. Let everything just dive down between your legs, stretching out the back side of the body. So get nice and floppy here. Feel the back side, the chain of muscles, just getting a good stretch. Let your head go, shake it yes and no. Letting a little blood flow down to the brain here. Relax your shoulders and your neck. And then let's slowly roll ourselves up. One little bone at a time until you come back to seated. Good stuff. All right, a couple more things with the shoulders and then we'll get into our standing postures. We're gonna bring our hands to the shoulders with the elbows open nice and wide. And we're gonna start to create circles by taking them forward. So if you can, get the elbows to meet, drop them down, back, and around. Now, if you're like me, this might create some real crunchiness. Audible crunchiness. My shoulders really talk when I do this. But this is a really, really good exercise. And this is great to do if you've been at your computer for a while, because everything gets a little workout here. It's really nice. Try to make those circles as big and as wide as possible. And remember, we're not in a rush, right? We want to move with intention and with breath. And sometimes when we slow stuff down, it's actually a little bit harder. Right? We can feel our body working. We can feel the heat building. Beautiful. All right, let's bring it to center. Stretch your arms out to a T. And then right arm forward, left over the right. Coming into our eagle arms, we're going to bend the elbows and see if we can bring our palms to meet. So that's the one option. If not, the backs of the hands could meet, or you could grab your shoulder heads. Any of those three is perfect. So we're stretching out our scapula here, and you should already begin to feel them widening on your back. You want to press those forearms away from you, and you want your elbows to line up with your shoulders. So, and along that spectrum, let's take a deep breath in and lift the elbows up. And as we exhale, extend your right leg all the way out, and we're gonna fold. So you're getting a hamstring stretch. You're pulling your right toes back towards you, and you're pulling that right hip crease back. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Drop your shoulders away from your ears, and feel your upper back opening up. Feel your hamstring and the meaty part of the back side of your right leg opening up. And then we'll inhale to come on up. On the exhale, you're going to draw the right knee in and over the left. So line up your knees, stacking the one over the other. Maybe tuck the right toes back behind the left. It's not essential. But if you can, And then lift the elbows up and just drop your chin towards your chest. Now squeeze your thighs and your arms in. We want to create a lot of compression here. Breathing into this. Beautiful. Look up as you breathe in. And as you exhale, woo, let's release that bind and unwind the legs. Pretty intense, but that should feel really nice, especially as we get that blood flow and energy moving all the way down to our extremities. Okay, other side, hands to shoulders. Open the elbows wide. This time we're gonna circle back. So take it back, down, and forward. Try to get those elbows to meet, and then keep rolling it out. Again, you might hear or feel some crunchiness, but hopefully the more we move, the less of that there's going to be, because we're providing the lotion, right? Motion is the lotion, and that just makes everything flow a lot better. How are you breathing? Are you remembering to breathe? Long, slow, deep breaths, so important. And if you feel like making an audible exhale, go for it. If something feels good, express it, right? Yoga is a feeling practice. It's not the poses. It's how we feel and what comes out of those feelings when we're in the poses. All right, let's bring it back to center. Stretch your arms out to a T with the palms up. Left arm forward, right on top. You know where we're going, ladies. Let's eagle up those arms. So whatever variation works for you on this side, palms together, backs of hands, or grabbing the shoulder heads. Now take a breath in as you lift the elbows up. On the exhale, extend your left foot out, flex the toes towards you, and let's fold forward. So as you fold forward, chin tucks towards chest, left hip crease pulls back. Let your shoulder blades open as you spread your scapula wide on your back side. Feel this as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, draw your left toes towards you a little bit more. Keep inviting the left hip back. And then inhale, let's rise up. On the exhale, left knee in, and then wrap it over the right. Maybe you find your double wrap with your toes, or let the left toes just sit alongside that right ankle. And as we breathe in, we're going to lift the elbows up, create some space here. And as we exhale, we're going to drop our chin towards our chest, and we're going to breathe and squeeze. Squeezing arms, squeezing legs. Imagine you know that you have a plumb line in the center of your body, and you're hugging all your energy in towards that center line. Beautiful. Let's inhale, pull yourself up, and exhale, unwind everything. Nice work. Woo. All right. I can feel my energy moving. I hope you do as well. Let's come up to stand and do one more blast of our shoulders. So we'll move the chair off to the side. This is where we're going to need our straps. So grab your strap, and I'm going to adjust the camera just a little so you can see me better. And with the strap, you want your arms to be spread open pretty wide. Like you can see, I'm almost to the end of this strap. So definitely wider than shoulder width distance, as wide as feels comfortable for you. And your feet just underneath your hips. And we're going to begin with the strap down in front of us. So try to engage your arms by pulling the ends of the straps away. So we're going to get a nice toning in our arms, in addition to the Zumba toning that you guys already get. But this is really nice for that. So take a breath in, and keeping the arms straight, draw the strap up and over your head. So my hands are behind my ears. From my peripheral vision, I can see where they are. That's about where you want it. Now on the exhale, we're going to drop the arms back to any degree. So it could be somewhere up here. Maybe you have the flexibility to go towards your mid back, maybe a little bit lower, but go to the place that feels right for you and that also gives you the deepest stretch. Okay, let's inhale, pull that strap overhead, draw it all the way forward and down, arms stay engaged. Exhale, using your shoulders here, take it up and then pause at the top. Big breath in, pull on the ends of the strap. And as you exhale, let's take it back behind us. Let's stay here and breathe. Wow. I found a sweet spot here where I'm feeling a lot of sensation. Smile into it, that helps quite a bit. Your body is thanking you, whether you know it or not. And then inhale, let's draw the strap up and all the way forward. Pause here on the exhale as you pull the ends of the strap away from you. All right, one more. Inhale, let's bring it all the way up. And exhale, take it back behind you. Pause and breathe. Maybe you have the range of motion now to go a little bit deeper, whatever feels right. Beautiful. Draw your blades onto your back. And then bring the strap overhead. And then lean off to the left. So keep your arms straight, keep your strap straight. We're still pulling on opposite ends. We'll just take a nice side body stretch here. So root down into your right foot, lift up through your right hand, pull on opposite ends of that strap, send your hips and your rib cage open to the right. Oh man, that feels good, right? Let's come on up and do the other side. We yogis like to go both ways. All right, pressing those hips to the left. Reaching up with the left hand, drawing down on the right. Ground through your left foot. Oh, send some breath into that whole left side. Good, now come on up. Bring the arms overhead. And you're gonna drop your right arm across your body over to the left. And you're gonna keep circling it around. So forward, getting into the waist a little bit, and then take it back behind you and see if you can make a full circle all the way around, back and forward. So don't think about this too much. Just kind of go in any flow or motion that feels good. So we're engaging the torso. We're getting some movement into our sideways. Pause. And let's go the other way. So the left side goes to the right and just swing it around. And it's kind of like a tilt-a-wheel feeling. Just going in a big circle. Remember those? God, I was terrified of those, but I think we still went on them. So getting a little movement through your waist, your chest, your torso, opening up those shoulders in a fun and fluid way. Awesome. All right. Yay. Okay, we can put our strap aside. Now that we're standing, let's stay standing and get into our legs a little bit. So position your chair with the back facing you. I think you can see my legs okay. Yeah. Let me adjust it just a little more. Okay. And we're gonna walk our feet back, coming into our downward facing dog position. So you can take your feet a little bit behind your hips here. Bring your hands in line with your shoulders, and then just start to stretch your tailbone back, as you allow your chest to drop down between your arm bones. Now, if your hamstrings are cranky this morning, take a generous bend. Actually, everybody take a bend and notice how you might get a little more length in your spine with that bend in the knees. It also helps to send your tailbone up and back just a little bit more. Feel into it if you'd like to start straightening your leg. Let your head go here. You can shake it yes or no. And then maybe just feel the ribs drawing back towards your thighs. Breathe into this beautiful shape. Feel that kind of tug of war. The crown of the head is reaching forward as the tailbone reaches back. So we're lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. Should feel really nice. All right, let's try a little balance work. See if you guys are up for this with me. Press into your left foot and try to lift your right leg straight back behind you. If you can, make it an L shape so that the heel lines up with your sit bone. Now, if this is impossible for you, you can also do this upright and just guide the leg back behind you. Where we want to go with this is into a gentle hip opener. So start to roll your right hip open to the right. Just feel for that idea of stacking right hip on top of the left. So you're turning your toes to the right. You're just feeling this awesome stretch in your right hip and along the right side of your body. If you feel like you could, maybe bend the right knee and keep reaching the right foot over to the left side. This is pretty cool. If you're not there, that's okay. And again, we can do this standing. So you can draw your right leg back, you can open the hip to the right, and you can bend the knee. Okay, so either variation, whatever works for you. Finding your balance, pulling your navel in towards your spine, opening up. Good, let's straighten the leg and then bring that foot down. Woo. Bend the knees generously and let everything get soft and kind of floppy here. If you'd like and you have the flexibility, you can just drop your arms down as well and come into a forward fold. Shake everything out. Be really kind to yourself, say nice things, right? The body is amazing and we get to do amazing things with it. All right, wherever you are, let's bring ourselves back up, roll through the spine to come up, and then back to our downward facing dog. We're going to take that on the left side. So walking the feet back, we're going to ground through our right foot. Find your steadiness, right? It might take a few attempts and see if you can lift your left leg straight back behind you. Flexing your foot. Now, turn the left hip open to the left. So you're gonna feel like you're rolling your left hip on top of your right. Your chest is still square. It's just your lower body that's opening up here. If this feels okay, maybe you wanna try bending your left knee and drawing your left foot over to the right side just a little bit more. This is a downward dog hip opener. So you should feel that beautiful stretch along the front of your left hip. That standing leg is working hard for you. Keep it engaged. Beautiful. And then let's straighten the legs, square the hips, and gently float that left foot down to meet the right. Good. Come forward, straighten yourselves up. And just take a moment, pause in a mountain pose. This should feel kind of good. Just let all that energy root down into the earth. Oh, that should feel really, really, really nice. Okay, now we're going to use the front of our chair. So you want to turn the seat towards you. And I'll sort of come at an angle so you can see where I'm going. We're going to take an extra wide stance. So you want your feet to be wider than your hips. Pretty wide. Toes are going to turn in a little more pigeon-toed. Heels are going to drop out. Take your hands to your hips. Engage your legs by pressing into your feet and pressing into the outer edges of them especially. Already, these inner leg lines are kind of pulling up and you're feeling some engagement there. Let's just fold from the hips with a nice long spine and bring your hands to the seat of the chair. Press into them, straighten the arms, get a nice long back. And then left hand will come to the center. We're going to release that right arm and twist open to the right. So you may need to adjust a little bit. My chair is a little close. You want your hand more or less underneath your shoulder. Just turn and open without moving the hips. So we're not turning this way, at least not yet. We're just opening up through the torso, twisting from our belly button. Good. Breathe in, reach for the sky, and then breathe out. Take it down. We'll switch sides. Right hand now. Left arm opens to the left as you turn your chest so you can feel your rib cage moving. Right ribs underneath you. Left ribs reaching up. Ground solidly through your legs. Feel that engagement. Good. And then bring it back to center. Now, holding on to the chair, let's bend into our right knee. Stretching out that left inner thigh. Try to bring knee over ankle as best as you can. Wow, this is a big stretch, so go gently. Come up through center, and let's take it over to the other side. Dropping into that left hip, left knee. Good work wherever you are. And then bring it back to center. Nice work, ladies. Okay, walk your hands to your hips. And then step your legs together. Good work. All right, let's come back to our chairs. So set them up right as they were in the beginning of class. We'll take our seat. We'll do one last seated pose. So we're gonna go side saddle now. Turn to the right and bring your right knee underneath your right ankle. This left leg is going to come back behind you, and you can tuck the toes, and you can begin with the knee directly below the hip like this. And if that feels good and you're okay with it, but you think you could go deeper, maybe walk the foot back and get more of a stretch in the front of that hip crease. If that feels okay and you think you could go deeper, maybe you press into the toes and begin to straighten the leg a little bit more. So you're really opening up here. This hamstring's engaged. The front of the hip is getting a good stretch. Okay, so wherever you are along that spectrum, be in it. Now the hips are turning to the right. So you want to keep inviting your right hip back and inviting your left hip slightly forward. Grab onto the back of the chair with the right hand and take your left arm up in line with your ear. And on an exhale, we're going to lean off to the right. So as we lean off to the right, maybe press more into your back toes. Feel a deeper stretch in the front of that left hip. Breathing in and breathing out. So beautiful. Rise on up, let the arm come down, and we'll just swivel to the other side. So see if you can do that in kind of a cool fluid motion. Swivel, swivel, adjust as you need to. Maybe starting right here with the knee directly underneath the hip. Maybe walking the toes back a little bit more. Or maybe really engaging fully. Tucking the toes under, pressing back through that back heel. Take your hand to your hamstring and feel what's happening there, right? Nice workout for that leg. Invite the hips to square a little bit more over to this side, and then hug the back of the chair with your left hand. Bring your right arm forward and all the way up. And then we're going to lean off to the left side, stretching out this right side. Breathe into it wherever you are. Remember to feel yourself in the pose. It's not the pose, it's your feeling. And enjoy some deep breaths here. Feel the stretch. Appreciate what your body's giving you. Appreciate your breath. Good. Let's slowly rise up. And let that arm float down and swivel to center now with both legs open wide. So come into your wide-legged stance with your toes turned out, your knees over your ankles, scoot forward on the edge of your chair. And we'll just take one last nice shoulder stretch and a little bit of a twist. So hands directly behind your knees. We're going to drop our right shoulder over to the left side and press that right thigh open. Now turn and look over your left shoulder. As you draw that right knee away, get some length through the waist. Feel that good stretch in the spine, twisting it out. And we'll slowly come through center. And now go the other way. Left shoulder drops to the center. Press the left inner thigh away and turn and look over that right side. Keep lengthening your spine, drawing the navel in so you can twist a little bit deeper. One more breath. And then exhale, let's release. Oh, so nice. Bring your legs in line with your hips. Let's take one last twist. So left hand outside of the right knee, hug the back of your chair and just turn to look over your right shoulder. Bringing out the spine. Oh, nothing feels better, right? And then over to the other side, simple twist, left hand out or right hand outside of the left knee, turning and looking over that left shoulder. Breathing in, lengthening the spine, breathing out as you engage the twist a little more. And then release. Let's come to center. Beautiful work. Slide on back into your seat. And let's get comfy for just a little bit of Shavasana meditation, wrapping it up. Let's take a little self-massage though. Bring your right hand to your left shoulder and neck area and just take a little self-massage, whatever feels good, to kind of say thank you to everything that we worked and for the additional flexibility and mobility that we created. You could even make a little fist and kind of tap around that area if that feels good, down your arm. And then we'll take it to the other side, a little self-massage. Oh, whatever feels good. You can be creative. Whatever your body is asking for, just a nice little bit of love here. Good. All right, now let's get settled in. Allow your palms to turn up onto the thighs and relax your eyes to close. Take a full breath in through your nose and an open mouth exhale, let it go. Let your jaw go soft. Relaxing from the crown of the head down through the forehead. Softening your cheeks and the muscles around your mouth. Let your tongue just rest gently inside of your mouth, maybe taking the tip to the roof of the mouth if that feels comforting to you. Feel the openness in the neck area. If there's any additional tightness, take whatever movement you think you might need to release that. Let your shoulder heads just drop down away from the ears and get heavy. Notice the feeling of the breath across the front of the chest. Relaxing the shoulder blades down the back body. Letting your ribs and your chest just rise and fall easily with each breath in and each breath out. Soften your belly. Let go. And then soften into your pelvic floor. Notice your connection Let the big bones in your thighs and your legs, your kneecaps all begin to relax. Relax from the heads of the shoulders down through your arms, into your elbows, your forearms, your wrists. Relax your palms and each finger. Draw your awareness all the way down to your calves and your ankles. Consciously relaxing there. Letting the tops of the feet soften. The arches of the feet soften. All 10 toes. Feel your connection to the earth below. Feel your connection to the sky above through the crown of the head. Feel yourself as a conduit of those two energies existing between and within. Take a moment to thank yourself for showing up and for giving yourself this important time. Self-care, awareness, present moment. May these practices help guide you through the holidays and every day. We can lean into them, find our center when we need to, put a smile on our face and someone else's, and express our joy and gratitude. Let's bring our hands together in front of our heart space. Let's take a little bow to ourselves, our beautiful body temples, and to our community. And in gratitude, let's bow to one another as we say namaste. Thank you all for your practice this morning. It was my pleasure to guide you, and I sure hope your bodies are feeling open and fluid and a little more alive. Happy holiday, and I look forward to seeing you guys next month at the end of the year. Thanks, Mon.